Alright, today we talked about counts and sums. This is CIS 125. We're in week 5, and today I believe is 9/24/14. Alright. So, a count. So what we did is I got a little bit of an example. Here's our sequence. Okay, right? We're executing top to bottom. We assign a value of 0 to a variable called total. Right here, it was 0. I got another value in there now. Then we assigned a value of 0 to count right here. So this was 0 and that was 0. Then we have a do-while loop. Okay, so you can see in here we have all these steps. I have left a bunch of steps out, obviously, maybe not so obviously. And then we talk about this process. We get to this line right here. We get to this line right here, and you notice I have it underlined. Remember, the equal sign actually means assignment. So calculate what's on the right and assign it to a location on the left. So this location has to be variable names, and I have those up here, okay, and down here. Yeah, I suppose this should be maybe a capital T there for total. Alright, so then when the computer gets to this line right here, it takes what was in the location, so right now 0 is in the location, calculates this on the right, and stores it here. So it took 0, because 0 is in count, so it took 0 plus 1, which is now 1, and it stores 1 back in the count. So count now becomes 1. So then, as we loop the do-while, right, it's going to keep going as long as this is true. So let's say we 10 people, every time it goes by, it's going to count. So we'll know how many people went through the program. If we're calculating, let's say, pay, total is 0 the first time through. So then we take somebody's pay and we store that in the total. So let's just say the first one was somebody got paid $30. Then we go back up through the loop. Now we count, that becomes 2. Total then, let's say the next person's pay was 50, so it's going to take 50 and add it to 30, and now we get 80 stored in total. We go through the loop, and then it keeps working. So when we get all done, we can print out the totals that we want to, and in case maybe the average, because now you know how many, and you have the grand total. Keeping track of things in memory. Alright, so we covered a couple things in coding. You know, in your actual code, make sure you have a description. You got to have name, date, and so forth. And then eventually, we'll talk about version numbers. Version numbers are huge, especially, you know, in testing, quality assurance, making sure the code works. It's huge. I mean, it's huge in companies. You know, making sure. So when they're testing, and they're testing different parts of programs, they have to know what version and where they are exactly. They can't get that confused. A couple people didn't have their program executable. You have to change the mode of it or go into WinSCP and make sure they're executable. One person, the answer was wrong. You got to make sure you're getting the right answer, and if you do your flow chart and your pseudocode, and you look through those, and like we're working on now, we're starting to work to where we're doing having our peers look at our code to make sure it's right. And then a few people, the program names are not indicative of what the program is, and sometimes it really helps if the program name relates to the actual program. All right, that's it.